Hey guys, so today is my birthday, and so
wait, let me scan.
Yay, streamers.
Yeah.
Because I was born today. No, but hey Willard Central Elementary. I'm so happy that you guys are reading my book. I think that's awesome, and I hope you guys really like it. What?
There you go.
Oh, okay. And so today I was going to talk about writer's block and like the process of just writing in general. And I feel kind of like snarky saying this. I've never really experienced like this like awful writer's block where I like could not think of anything to write. But I mean, if you write enough, eventually it's gonna happen. Like, just depending on like, I don't know. And I feel like I've kind of prevented that maybe just from like writing down anything that I think of, like ideas, which just help either with what I'm writing then or like just for later that I want to use. But anyways, and sometimes it happens to me when I'm like, I can't think of what comes next. Like I'm just, and then once I do think of something, I can write like 5 more pages. But just sometimes I'm writing dialogue, it's like, hey, says so-and-so, how are you? Says so-and-so, I'm like, what is this? It's small talk on paper, like, how awkward is this? But, and so anyways, and so one thing sometimes I like to do is, so there's this new thing that I like to do, where especially if I'm like working with like different characters, and I like write whatever, like anything that I can think of about them, like literally sometimes it doesn't make any sense, but like if you write enough different things about them, eventually something really good is gonna come out, like depending on how much you write, like even if it's like the 20th idea. And then I just go back over the list, and if there's something I like that I want to add into a story, I just circle it, and that helps create like just another added characteristic or another layer
like
to that story. When
you say you add their tendencies, like what they like, you've said before.
Like even stuff that's like not going to be in the story, like their favorite candy, or like their heritage maybe, or just like the names of their family members and stuff like that. That just makes them, I feel like that makes them actually a real person and not just like someone that I just made up.
Cool.
But, and also something, so I've always read about like writers and poets, like sometimes they'll like wake up in the morning and have this brilliant idea, or like wake up in the middle of the night and like write something down. I'm like, that's for guys who are like 50 years old, like in the 19th century. But that actually started happening to me, and my brother can tell you so, because I'll like wake up, like everyone's going to bed, like the lights are off, and then I'll like turn on my nightlight and literally write down like 2 sentences and then go back to bed, and he just kind of like looks at me like, ouch, like the light, it hurts. But so yeah, and can I keep going?
Yeah, you can keep going or whatever.
Okay. And sometimes it helps for me, like I'm a big planner. And so I write down, it may not be like a step-by-step plan, but I'll do like, so this is with like an actual book, like long, like, okay, Green Thumb took like forever. And I was just mainly doing it like whenever I had time, and just, I didn't really have like a step-by-step like plan on how I wanted this to go and wanted this to go. And so a lot of stuff was just kind of like random, like on the spot. And sometimes I just had to like sit down and really like come up with ideas. And if you can't really come up with what to write, sometimes it's just better to like just not really like just sit there and just, because sometimes when you're in the moment and you're like, okay, I'm going to write now, like nothing's gonna happen. So sometimes it's just better to like just look around, and a lot of stuff, like sometimes as I'm like going back through my writing, I'm like, this is really similar to like an experience I had, or like a book that I read, and I wasn't even intentionally planning that, it just like came into the story. But so sometimes it's just best to like leave it alone, because I mean there's so much stuff around you that can influence like what you're writing, and that's what makes writing so amazing, because it's just a reflection of like our minds and what's around us. But what else?
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, I have to go to school now. Lucky me. Bye, guys.